What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. I have some updates about the Giza discovery. Remember when they discovered these structures allegedly underneath the pyramid in Giza, right? Well, we've got some updates. Let's dive in. Okay, first we're going to start with Jimmy Corsetti, who is very familiar with this story, and he's been putting up some things that he finds concerning about this. So we're going to dive into this. I've got a lot to share, so stay with me, all right? Now, let me just read some of this, right? Let's just go through here. So he puts out a tweet, says, "To be clear, I am calling on the Egyptian authorities to drill a hole into the Giza Plateau to explore this possible discovery. But we must not ignore that this scan is AI manipulated and not truly authentic." And the scan he's talking about, hang on, is right here. Okay, so he's saying, wait a second, how are they showing this from the side? And you know what? I didn't think about that, but he's right, because it's like, what, they had a camera underground scanning it, right? You know what I mean? This isn't top down. This is from the side. So how did they do that? Well, it's been created with AI, right? This one is clearly a rendering, whatever, but this looks like it might be a real scan, but it's not, right? So I agree. Let's go back up here. So he says, notice it is presented from the side, not from above. The scan was done by a satellite from orbit looking down. This inherently illustrates the fact that AI was used to create the scan we've all seen. This scan is not raw or original, right? However, he says, where is the original non-altered scan as seen from above? Does this disprove a subterranean anomaly? No, we must study further. However, many have claimed that the scan was widely exaggerated, and it's extremely important for people to understand that what we are seeing is from the side, not above. Think about it. We all just want the truth. Drill the hole. So he's saying we should drill in and find out if there's something really there. I can't say that I disagree. Now, there's been some pushback about that, and we'll get to that in a second. So if we go down here, there's a response here, right, to the same tweet. Jimmy, I hear you. I'm skeptical of the way this data was presented and the way the AI has used the data. I am re-presenting the data to my AI, trained on radar images and human body scans, to understand how the AI sees this. One thing that is essential to understand is the arc of the Doppler effect from the SARS data. Absolutely, it is displacement from a surface micromovement. However, it is at many angles of approach. The slide from the conference shows it in a crude form with a known angle and a known displacement. We can use these many multiple cardinal point measurements to present a side view. The water table in highly saturated soil just below the surface also has the effect of taking away higher degrees of resolution in those areas. Thus, it is possible to get a side view without being at a 90-degree aperture. However, I cannot validate any of the images or even the data as I did not generate it. Not has there been adequate sharing of the studies. So it is early days. My stance is let the data be open and let's see where it goes. Today I am neutral, if not somewhat negative, based on how this has all been presented. All right, so they're kind of giving you how this data was taken, right? And that's been really the big issue with this whole discovery, is how the data was taken, and then on top of that, how the data was interpreted and presented, right? So there's many points of what you might call failure along the way, right? All leading to just different interpretations of data. And if something is concrete, I mean, it either is or it isn't. It doesn't need to be interpreted one way or the other, right? Let me interrupt this video to introduce the sponsor of today's video, Fanhome, who partnered with Star Trek and Paramount to present this. The USS Titan, as seen in the recent series Picard, a Neo-Constitution starship class that was under the command of Captain Liam Shaw. Fanhome is partnering with top entertainment, gaming, and pop culture brands to give you broader and deeper access to your favorite characters and stories. From their high-quality catalog of large-scale build-up models to their unrivaled range of popular and rare figures, all of their products are original in-house designs you won't find anywhere else. Their goal is to make every collection an awesome experience. Immerse yourself into the universes you love and be inspired by their exclusive content. All of their models are meticulously engineered to reproduce the original designs in exceptional detail. And each shipment includes an awesome, fully illustrated magazine packed with information that will make you a true master of the universe you love. Bam! This thing is awesome, y'all. I have to admit, it's well made, well constructed. If you're a fan of Star Trek, this is what you want. I do highly recommend it. It's like die-cast metal, right? Like, this is legit. Wow. Yeah, I'm impressed with the detail. I'm impressed with the construction, and I'm impressed with the simplicity. And it comes with a nice little stand to put up and prop up. This is legit. This is one of those things, you know, you go up to it, you're like, oh, this isn't plastic. This is real. It almost feels like it could fly. So make sure to use my link down below to get your model today. So let's keep going. We've got more to this. Now, Jimmy also put out another tweet that I found interesting. He said, a major red flag involving the alleged pyramid discovery is the omission of the water table beneath the Giza pyramids. Remember when Mr. Beast swam in it? Don't worry. More on that in a second as well. This massive aquifer can be found 50 feet down and extends hundreds of feet below the surface. Are we going to pretend a massive water table located right in the middle of the studied area wouldn't have a significant impact on the interpreted results of their scan? Why was no mention of it included in the study? It's a very important question that should be considered, especially for an alleged discovery of incredible historical magnitude. I deleted my prior post for incorrectly stating that the SAR technology was used to penetrate the water table, which it can't, when it was actually not used to penetrate the surface. So basically they're saying that there's this water table underneath, right? And if they would have done a scan, why didn't that show up in the scan, right? And that's been also an issue that people have brought up. Like, okay, they're showing these scans, but there's obvious things that we know for certain are there that aren't showing up in the scan. So why not, right? But then it's showing things that we don't know for certain are there, right? So it makes you kind of question the scans and, again, the interpretation, right? How the data was collected and how that data was presented. And then right here you can see Mr. Beast in this little water thing, because Mr. Beast did this whole huge video where he quote unquote rented out the pyramids and was there for, I don't know, 48, 72 hours all by himself with his crew. And they went in this place that Jimmy is talking about. All right, so let's keep going, because now we've got some footage of it, right? So Red Panda Koala puts out a tweet. Jimmy Corsetti says the aquifer under the pyramid seen in Mr. Beast's recent video is omitted in the recent viral study claiming there are giant structures under the pyramids. Corsetti says this omission is a red flag. Let's listen to this.
The air's pretty thin down here.
Wait, what is this? Oh, this is a rock right here. Is this a rock or a lid?
Right in the center of the room is the sarcophagus of God Osiris.
Right here is supposedly the gateway to the underworld.
Yeah, so try to get in.
To the underworld?
Well, yeah.
Screw it.
Oh my God.
This sarcophagus is allegedly the portal to the underworld, and virtually no humans have ever been here before.
How deep
Oh my God! Why am I here? Why? I'm a YouTuber. What do we?
Look all the way to that right corner up there. That's a shaft that goes to nobody knows where.
Carl, get up in there.
I can go up there?
Jimmy, don't let him.
I'm so scared, bro.
Carl, that's not smart.
Dude, I'm literally in a tunnel in ancient Egypt that nobody's ever been before.
No one is crazy enough. Can you explain to us what's happening?
I'm in a turn in the cave, and it's getting thinner. Dude, I'm literally, actively kind of stuck in this thing.
Carl, you're making history.
I got like 1 inch of clearance, bro.
It's been longer than the safe limit for oxygen.
Let me get out. I'm ready.
So before we literally all got...
All right, so that's the water, aquifer, or whatever they're calling it, right, underneath, that they're saying, why isn't this particular thing shown up? Right. So I agree. This is interesting, right? The gateway to the underworld, y'all. But look, these are all great questions to ask, right? And if this, again, like Jimmy says, if this is such a massive discovery, then there's no harm and double checking everything, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, going in, let's, studying this further. No one's saying shut down the study. I mean, people are saying that, but I, for one, am not. I am open-minded. Let's look into this. Doesn't mean I'm sold on it yet, but all right, let's look in. What's going on? Maybe there is something there, right? Clearly, again, all the history of the pyramids and everything, it's not all been told to us, right? So let's keep going. Jimmy says, you either support exploration of the Giza Pyramid Discovery or you don't. The pyramids make up less than 1% of the Giza Plateau, right? So you've got this huge plateau called Giza, right? And then there's pyramids on it. And they're saying this is 1%. So his suggestion is we could quickly and safely drill a hole to find out what's down there once and for all. Why do archaeologists oppose this? I mean, I agree. What is the reason? And then let's look at some photos here, right? Let me bring this up, right? So you can see the different pyramids, right? Just saying, okay, let's get in there. Let's check it out, right? There they are. So you got this whole plateau. We could just drill somewhere near it and see what's up.
And I would say, if nothing else, this requires...
All right, we've got a clip of him on Piers Morgan. We'll get to that in a second, but I want to look at these pictures real quick. So we could quite literally just drill somewhere near it. And I agree. I'd love to hear what is the pushback for trying to drill for this? I mean, what else can be done without actually drilling in to actually see, right? It's like Schrodinger's cat. We're just going to look everywhere around the box, talk about this, that, but never actually open the box to see is the cat alive or not, right? Like it's that sort of thing, right? So what else can be done? At the end of the day, drilling in and just looking is the surefire way to find out if this is real or not. We could do scans till the end of time, use satellite, this, that. Let's just drill in, find out, there's either more to it or there's not. And I guess then you would have to ask, let's say there is more. What does that do? Is that what archaeologists are afraid of, that it would just create this mass panic to Egypt to want to dig further, to investigate more? So what? Right? That there's some truth hiding down there and there's more to this. Why can't we find out? Or do things like this become like humanity owns it? Or is it like the Egyptian government owns it and they decide, right? Like, what rights do we have as citizens of Earth for this? Does that make sense? Like, who's in charge of the pyramids and us doing that kind of discovery, right? And are they gatekeeping the knowledge about the pyramids? I mean, that would be interesting to know. And some say they are. Now, let's get to this clip of Jimmy Corsetti on Piers Morgan talking about this. Stay with me, y'all.
Requires further study and exploration. If it was up to me, we would drill a hole straight down through the Giza Plateau, stick a camera down there with a light and investigate, and that'd be the quickest way to do it. It wouldn't cause any damage. This is doable. It's probably not going to happen.
Look, the first thing to do is 100% not to just drill into the Giza Plateau. That is the silliest thing in the world. The first thing to do is to demonstrate that this technology works on known subterranean structures. That's really simple
but why
to do.
Why can't you just drill down? Isn't that the quickest, easiest way to establish the truth?
Okay, so think about this. Already they have drilled into the Giza Plateau on various hydrological studies. They've excavated into the Giza Plateau quite deep. Underneath the Great Pyramid, they recently found the Osiris shaft. So this is actually happening currently at Giza, these kinds of investigations. But what we're talking about here is testing 2 kilometers underground on a sensitive archaeological site to test a method that can be tested elsewhere.
What people will say, Professor Fred, they'll say, Well, of course he'd say this. He's an establishment figure. He doesn't want to have the orthodoxy challenged. He can't even contemplate the notion of ancient new civilizations that are more ancient than any we knew before. And he's just turning a blind eye to this bombshell development rather than getting wildly excited and wanting to lead an Elon Musk style experimentation on the Explorer, going the different way to Elon's rockets up to space, this time going down into the bowels of the pyramids to find potentially one of the greatest discoveries of modern times. They think you're a bit of a fuddy-duddy, Professor Flint, who just doesn't want to take the chance.
Which is all it is.
Okay, or Jimmy, what they're doing is they're doing exactly what Elon Musk has been saying about Mars. They're saying, look, we've got to get up there and we've got to colonize. It sounds impossible. It sounds incredibly difficult, but we've got to do this for the future of mankind and stuff. And we're going to think big and we're going to get up there and we're going to colonize it. And you know what? Maybe we will. But he's got a very open mind about the ability and potential for life on Mars. If we can take that view to getting to a different planet, why would we not at least get excited enough to send, an exploration vessel down below the pyramids? I mean, it sounds like one of those things you could do. I mean, if Netflix did a series on this, it would blow up the internet.
We could do this very easily. There's no reason not to drill a hole into the Giza Plateau. We're not talking about doing it straight through the pyramid. There's plenty. The Giza Plateau is quite large. And
how big is it? For those who are not pyramid experts, how big is this area we're talking about?
Good question.
That is a good question. I've seen it from satellite imagery, and it's very large when you see compared to the surrounding area. I couldn't give you an exact dimension, but a vast majority of it does not have ancient relics. But I will say this. We could safely drill down, and it'd be the quickest, easiest, and cheapest way to find out answers, to find out if there is something under the Giza Plateau.
Well, there you go. Right. There you go. Right. I don't know. What do y'all think? Right. Let me know in the comments. Do you think we should go to the Giza Plateau and drill down and see what's up? You think we should just leave it alone? Right. Are there other steps to take before we get to the drilling? Right. Are the scans that were taken from the site, are those valid? If AI is used, right? Is using AI now a red flag when AI is becoming such a part of life, researchers using it, designers using it, podcasters, YouTubers, like people are using this. Science is going to start using AI. Is anytime AI is used, does that mean it's, can't trust it? I don't know. There's just a lot of things that come up with this, right? Even just the conversation about should drilling be done. Let's just forget Giza and the pyramids. Like, let's imagine another archaeological site, right? Should, you know what I mean? Like, is drilling it, like, there's just all these things about this discovery or alleged discovery, honestly, is a bigger story, right? It's about the story of how we look at our history and how we look at alleged potential discoveries right in front of us. How deep do we go? How far into that discovery do we want to go, right? Like, how far down the path, right? Private, public funding, right? Like, who's involved, what's allowed, what's not allowed. There's a lot of questions that get brought up. Ethics, morality, right? Like religious implications, right? Depending on how that's connected. I mean, one last thing that I'll say is I, for one, think we should do the drilling. Now, Flint Dibble, who you saw there, who with the hat on and everything, looked like a, Indiana Jones, like, teacher assistant, right? That guy has debated Graham Hancock, right, on Joe Rogan. That's kind of how he became famous, right? And him saying, like, we're going to drill 2 kilometers down. Well, nobody's saying that. If the thing is 2 kilometers down, well, you would just drill, down a lot shorter and see if the top of the structure was there. And then if you discovered that, yeah, maybe then you'd start, drilling down further. But the idea that we would need to drill down the 2 kilometers is crazy, right? And that's kind of the pushback. Like, oh, what do you say? We just drill down to the center of the earth? Man, no, nobody's saying that, right? We either take these things seriously or we don't. Is there an in-between? Is there a spectrum? I don't know. But I, for one, am open to the idea and support the idea of looking into this, researching it. We can all decide as human beings what we're then going to accept, right? As far as results wise or data that's revealed from these, discoveries or ventures out to drill or whatever, right? Like, we can decide ourselves if we believe it or not. But the idea that we wouldn't go searching or not allow people to do it, why not? I mean, if you're not doing it, but somebody else wants to do it, why do you care if they do it, right? That seems odd to me, right? I don't think it's going to hurt anything. I mean, if the idea is that, well, we can't, it's sensitive, then we're never going to learn anything, right? I mean, we got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, right? So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. We'll see you guys in the next video. Links in the description, y'all. Go check it out. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.